to the Stat Guy Show, episode number 30. Joining me tonight are two special guests, Miss Lizzy Musi and Mr. KYE KELLEY. How y'all doing?
I'm good. I don't know about Lizzy.
I'm doing good. I'm choking on I don't know. I'm chip.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the show tonight. It means a lot to me. Kai, I've had you on before, man. It was a great interview. So I was happy when we got to link up again. Lizzy, is the first time having you on the show. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
How are you doing, Lizzy? How is everything going right now?
I'm doing okay, to be honest with you. I don't feel it's weird. I have a very aggressive breast cancer, but I feel the same. I feel good. I actually did a whole big life change. I have been doing a lot of research and stuff. Changed my whole diet plan to actually, stopped eating meat, like red meat, chicken. It's hard on me right now to do that, but for health benefits, I am doing it. But I do include fish. I think it's the only thing, like clean fish, a lot of nuts and like greens and fruits, like anything I can't read on a label, I check out. Like it's come to the point where it's just so critical on diet. I'm going to try it, drink a lot of water, and got lemon water. I'm just trying to do everything I can, supplements, and I don't know. Actually, I've been doing like straight, watching what I eat, like for about 5 days straight. And honestly, I feel way better than I have ever felt, to be honest with you.
That's good. That's promising. Since you've got the news, Lizzy, talk about, like, there can't be, I would imagine there hasn't been one normal day, as far as what's going on right now. So you guys are not at home right now, it looks like?
Yeah. This is our Houston apartment. That's where we're at. Yeah.
I never would have thought we'd be in this position right now.
Yeah. It all started in Jackson.
Yeah.
We had 7-8 days of straight tests and biopsies and scans, and then we got accepted in the MD Anderson.
Yeah, well, what all started was, like, when we talked to the oncologist in Jackson, she told us about these clinical trials, and the clinical trials is like the new medicine they're coming out for, like, any kind of cancers. Like, they have new medicines coming out for the triple negative breast cancer, which I have. I still can't say the word. Metastasized. Yeah, that goes to other organs in the body. And they have like these two good clinical trials. And the only place that was offering that we know that was close to us was the MD Anderson. And we had a lot of pull from a lot of good people that reached out to us and got us help to get into MD Anderson, because it is hard and it's a waiting game to get in there. So we were lucky to get in there. But then last week was just like a whole nother week of straight scans, getting, looked at, I guess.
Biopsies are the worst. She's had to do them twice.
This week. So I got accepted for the 2 clinical trials, but they can't put me in one until they look at these scans. So I literally had to redo my breast biopsy and another liver biopsy, which I just got done today. And I'm crazy. This is like how I push myself. So when I had my last liver biopsy, I know I shouldn't be saying this, but what did I do? I went straight to, like, when I got home, waited a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go work out. I went on the stair climber and started. I'm like, I just going, like, I just don't want to stop. Like, I'm pushing myself.
It's like a shank.
Literally, yeah.
They stick between her ribs.
Well, it's like a ultrasound guiding deal, and I can watch when they do it, and you can see the needle, like, they do this clicking sound when they trigger it, and it sticks it in you, and then pulls out the little, I say piece of meat, but
that don't sound nice at all.
But anyway, these clinical trials are, I've been looking on Google, which is the worst thing you could possibly do. I see, like, I only have like freaking 5 years to live, not even 1 to 2 years. People are not surviving what I have. And at first that put a toll on me. I was like, man, this is bad. Like, I don't know if there's any chance. But once I got to talking to my clinical trial lady, that actually she was explaining to me that the medicines have came so far, and what you're looking at is old medicine statistics. So
and old people statistics.
Well, I don't know. But everyone's different. And so here's the biggest thing. The liver biopsy was the most important thing today, because they need to I hear my dog chewing on a chip on the floor. They need to see if that liver, the piece from the liver, is either PDL1 positive or negative, which is PDL1 stands for your own body's immune system to work by itself to kill the disease. So if I really want to be able to be PDL1 positive, because that will put me in a group where they have medicine and they don't start with chemo first. They start with immune therapy. So it's called Keytruda and Trovolin. So I get to do that first and try to, I don't know, work that way to have my immune system try to fight the disease. And then they go to chemo, and it's like a whole deal. But it's a trial thing. So you either get in that trial or the other trial. Then they got a group A and group B, which sucks. I really hope I'm in group A, because then they'll put me with the Keytruda and all the immunotherapy first, and then the chemo. Group B is chemo, then immune therapy. So
in other words, regardless of what Dr. Dave and all the internet physicians say, there's a chance that she'll be on immunotherapy and she won't even be on chemo. And that's why she's 100% planning to come lead a team in No Prep Kings. And we even talked to the doctor about the chemo, and the doctor said the medicine's so good now that Lizzie won't even know she's on it. Like, she should be 100% good. She recommended that she go drive race cars and jog.
Yeah, go swimming and swim. So that was good. That was good positive feedback.
So she got to be as active as possible. So, No Prep King season's right up the doctor's alley. Is what she wants Lizzie to do. So
sounds perfect.
And Dave texted me and apologized, and I get it. It's cool now, but it's just I just don't like how people's out there, diagnosing Lizzie on the internet without, and it wasn't just him. I see thousands of comments about how she should worry about her health and all that. I mean, what do y'all expect her to do? Sit on the couch and cry?
Yeah, ball up and not go out and just isolate myself. I can't do that.
That's what quitters do, and we ain't quitters.
Right. No, hell yeah. Lizzie, was it, after you found out the news, was it hard to talk about it publicly? Was that hard to do, to come out and make a video and talk about it like that? Or were you at a point where, you were comfortable with it?
It was a real secretive to begin with.
We're kind of didn't know how people were going to take it, and where everyone, people are kind of losing hope in me, Some people are, and some people have my back 110% and pushing me. So I don't know. I feel like I have so many fans. I have a lot of fans out there, and I feel like they should have, they follow me in a lot that I do. So I think it's a good reason to tell them what's going on in my life. I was quiet a little bit on the internet lately, and that was for the reason. So I explained myself what was going on. And I don't know, it's just, I think me telling that kind of life situation I was going through can touch a lot of other people's going through the same thing as well. So that's why, another reason why I wanted to get it out there. When I got diagnosed with this stuff, I always hear about, I remember when I was younger and thinking about cancer, I was like, man, why can't I ever find a cure for this stuff? I hate it, it's like, I hate cancer. And now look, I have it. And it just makes me want to fight to find research for this stuff. It's like, I don't know, out of all this deal, my health, trying to get better and stuff, but I really want to push the research part of it, really hard. I actually went to Barnes and Nobles, literally, I bought, how many books, Mom? 14 books. The guy, when I checked out, the guy says, "Are you a nutritionist?" I said, "Yeah." Yeah. I literally have books that reads all about DNA and all about damaged DNA repair and all that. I'm getting into the depths of it. I want to learn about it, It's just, I don't know.
I read one book my whole life.
Well, I have to be interested in a book if I
That's the Street Outlaws program.
I didn't even read that.
Hey Kai, so during this whole time so far, what kind of role have you come into in this? What kind of role are you presenting to Lizzie during this time?
My main goal is to be there for her on all the major days. If she's going to get an ultrasound, I'm not going to be there, because Kyle has been driving 2 hours one way every morning and every evening to work on the No Prep Kings car in Orange, Texas at Triangle Speed. So, today she had a liver biopsy. I was here. Tomorrow we're going to talk to the oncologist. I'll be here. It's just anytime that I pretty much asked her. I was like, "Hey, is this important?" And she's like, "Nah." So I go work on my car, and I got Sunshine over there. He's living in my toter home outside Craig's shop. Craig's working till 5 and 6 every morning, and when I get there in the evenings, it's just time to work. So that's how we're getting the No Prep Kings car done. Damn sure ain't
how many
easy.
weeks?
Yeah, we got like 3 weeks.
3, yeah.
But I mean, this cancer deal kind of put our whole schedule behind about 2 weeks because when we found out about it, we didn't want to do nothing. We just wanted to sit around and worry and Google and research.
No, it was.
And then all of a sudden, we was like, oh shit, we got to beat this shit. And No Prep Kings is right around the corner. So that's where we've been, man. It sucks. It's not an easy life at all. I'm sitting here and watch her go through some rough stuff. It's hard to see somebody you love go through that, but she's tough and she's got a good attitude. And her mama's been here with her. She's definitely a mama's baby. She's FaceTiming her mama all the time before all this happened, all day, every day. So I'm sure she's happy about that. Plus, her mama likes to drink a few beers, so I finally got me a drinking buddy. So.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, like I say, Lizzie, it's great to see you being active and being positive. And like Kai had said, there's been a lot of negative comments out there, a lot of comments of people telling you and diagnosing you. So to get a chance to talk about it and and kind of shut them up.
Opinion for sure. That's what life is, and I don't know. I'm not going to say this is going to be easy. I'm feeling great right now, and I'm going to feel like this the whole time. I'm not saying that, but I have a mentality that I'm going to push the hardest I can to my limit, even beyond that, to make things happen. So,
I think one thing I keep forgetting to say in every live feed is we don't really know all the names of the people because it was thousands of people that messaged us about trying to get us an MD Anderson. But we just want to say that we truly appreciate that from the bottom of our heart. We don't know which one of y'all did it. I mean, there were so many did it. But we thank everybody, and especially whoever actually got us in. So anyway, that's one thing we haven't said, and it's kind of hard to name all them names. But if you've done something to help us get in, we appreciate it.
I think it's great. I think I can speak for everybody and say, Lizzie, we're all praying for you for sure. It's awesome to see how positive you are. I can't wait to see how good you do and how this race season goes. No Prep Kings season
I'm
6.
excited to go testing again. We had a really good test session in Virginia, so that was another thing when I got the news and we were just sitting. Remember, it was just me and my dad and my mom were sitting in the motorhome. We're like, what do we do?
How fast you go? She won't tell me, man. She always gives me an ish.
Yeah, whatever. I told you, right, Mom? I'll tell you when we get off the live feed. But we're all sitting in there like, well, what do we do? I said, well, we got all our appointments lined up and we can't go until Wednesday. So we have time to make runs these next 2 days. Let's do it. I said, let's do it. And, I think I thought to my mind, put in my mind, I said, you know what? If we do good, that's good motivation for me to have in my mind, knowing that the car is set and done, is ready to go for No Prep Kings, and I feel comfortable in the car making laps again, and it's good momentum for me to have. And it worked out good. The test session was awesome, and I felt really good, positive about it, so it carried on into I get motivation.
Yeah, let's talk about your season upcoming here, Lizzie. With the rule changes and everything, was there any major changes to your race program for this season?
No, not really. It's about the same, literally. Just working on the car, making the car, car lined out. That was the biggest thing we're fighting with. I don't know. The car wasn't happy. No matter what we did with it, I think it had a lot to do with the setup of the car. It just wasn't happy at all. We actually had Jay Cox come on board, and he helped us out with the chassis when we went testing in Virginia. And I don't know, the car just works way better. It doesn't make those crazy, I don't know, all over the track, makes those runs. I don't know, sometimes I make runs and they're getting crazy down top end.
It don't have the wheels in the air at 400 feet no more. Mm-hmm. She can drive it.
Nice.
It's way more stable to drive, way more comfortable. And the car was just being consistent, making laps, and I feel good about that. So
that's good. That's good.
And our race season is probably going to consist of a lot of flying out right after the day after the race.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Flying back in the day right before the race. So we're both going to have to really depend on our crews a lot, until we get a good schedule.
Yeah. That's going to be huge, right? You're going to need. You guys are going to have all hands on deck for sure.
Yeah. But it seems like a lot of people stood up, like they're been very, very helpful. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's important.
I've pretty much done all the real hardcore maintenance in my program the whole time. Rebuilding the engines and all that. So
yeah,
I don't know. I might have to look into maybe having Adam stay over a day or so and try to do it or something. We're gonna figure it out. Be a play it by ear kind of deal.
Okay, let's talk about the new format that No Prep Kings is doing this year. The team and draft and everything. Kai, you're already a captain, but Lizzie, you are obviously going for that 8th captain spot. It seems like it's a heated battle right now, daily between you and Daddy Dave. Just tell everybody how important it is for you to get why do you want that 8th captain spot so much? How important is it to you?
All right, this is your campaign.
My campaign.
Here you go. Here's your shot.
Well, never been in that position before, but I've been around racing my whole life. Been racing since I was 8 years old. My dad's been doing it. I've just always been a competitive person, and I feel like if I had a team together, I want them to all have the same mentality, and that is to win. We're going to do whatever it takes to win. Whoever needs that help if they have something wrong with their cars, we're going to help whatever they need to make their car fix their car, whatever they need. That's all about working as a team. But this new format is a little different. I guess it's not. How do you explain it to that? Because it's not like a team like last year. Like you got Team NOLA, team.
I don't like it because you got to drive a bucket to see when you pick. That's crazy.
So see, I don't know the full format, but being a team captain, there's a lot of I don't know. I'm always used to him being the team captain, and I'm just part of the team. So it's gonna be different.
Yeah. Now when you're inside washing your face while I'm still doing interviews at 12 o'clock at night, you'll be standing beside me.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be cool to have another a female as a captain too.
That's what Agreed. I like. I think we need a female captain. That's why I'm pushing for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's really cool. So that's another thing to push about. I don't know. I just love racing. I feel like when you're racing against someone, I know actually heard that when I race Pro Nitrous and stuff, this is one thing Steve Fast told me. He's like, I don't care who's in the other lane, your brother, whatever, family member, whoever's in the other lane, I want to crush them as bad as I can. Take their head off. I want to crush them to death. That's the mentality. You want to beat that other person in the other lane. No gimmies, no nothing. You want to race straight up and get that win. And I think this whole new format is giving a chance for everyone to try to win. But do the best they can do,
Right.
I think it's going to make a lot of the class filler type guys step it up too. So I think it's going to be more of an exciting show. I think it's going to be a lot more drama because there's going to be a lot of people in their feelings because they want it worse than they ever have.
Yeah, exactly.
If me and Lizzie were on the same team and she beats me, it don't matter because her points are still adding up for our points. So that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
We've always said as drivers, we wish we could take the top 2 or 3 cars on every team and add them together. Because obviously NOLA would have won every season. We finally talked them into doing something like that, and then they make us change teams.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you guys, if they would have kept your actual teams this year, how bad do you think NOLA would have dominated?
Yeah, good question.
We usually got 3 or 4 cars in the top 5.
I know.
Yeah,
it'd been badass.
Lizzie, if you are chosen as a captain this year, are there certain qualities you look for when you're drafting? And do you think are there more important things you look for when drafting a driver? If you're a captain?
Yeah. Dedication, making it to all the races, number 1. Consistency, and drivers got to have good, I think, what do you call it? Good seat time, knowing that they've been behind the wheel for a good amount. But there's new drivers that are badass too, so I can't put them out.
Right.
I don't know. Let's see. And being fast, that's definitely a plus. Have a good, consistent, fast car.
What you're saying is you're not going to pick friends. You're going to pick people that win.
Yeah. What you got to do. It's a dog world out there.
This dog had a sweet side, and she's always had a fierce side.
See, racing
I think she could be a good captain.
I don't know. Racing is my life. That's all I known to do. You're in real life.
Oh, okay.
You're racing. You're a racer, so you're in that category. I'm trying to think here, but I actually was trying to do fashion design when I graduated high school, and I did junior dragsters on and off. And when I was in Catholic school when I was younger. My parents always took me out of school to go racing with my dad, so I was barely in school.
How did we end up here, man? I wanted to be a professional bull rider.
I don't know. I have to thank my parents for this situation. But then, like, the whole college thing didn't work out for me. And I was like, my heart and blood is in racing. So I'm going to try to do that. So I said in my mind, you know what? I'm going to go to my dad and see what I got to do. So he said, well, you got to come to the shop. This is when we lived in New Jersey, and start working there. So I, hung around the shop, cleaned parts, sweep floors, and just get to know everything, learn stuff, and listen to my dad when he's on the phone and watch him do things. And that's how I just picked up from it and just carried on from there. But I learned a lot. I just know, in the nitrous world, but in racing overall, I've been through so many scenarios, like game racers that, I don't know, games that racers play. Yeah, starting line games. I've been through it all, just had experience. All different kinds of racing. Now I've done street racing now, pro nitrous racing, even junior dragster racing.
You do some kind of bracket.
Top sportsman racing I've done, and now the no prep racing. So I don't know, I have a little feeling of all of it, and I feel like that's a good, well-rounded deal for a racer, and I feel like I could bring that as a good team captain, I guess, bring all that to the table.
Yeah, I agree, Lizzie. Experience, it's in your blood.
Yeah.
What makes for a better team captain?
Yeah.
So Kai, for you coming into this season, you have unlike Lizzie, you have had a lot of big changes.
Yeah.
Since last year. Last time you were on, Kai, we talked about how you were going from nitrous to Noonan, and you Noonan screw blower with the screw blower combo, and now a little while after that, you debuted that you have a whole brand new car, and you have a Regal. So I got a couple questions for you. Why the Regal, and what happened to the Shocker?
So man,
tell it like it is.
Yeah,
go ahead.
that car was just start off with. It had a short wheelbase. Some 4-link brackets were put in it. I don't know where they came from, but they broke on 28 passes. It was just a deal to where I had to fight that car the entire time. Like, it was a brand new car, and I was having to cut the whole back half out of it, and I lost faith in it. It handled like shit. It broke. The chassis was broke. It already been repaired, patched up, and band-aided. And when you're trying to go 200 miles an hour, that's not what you want to have your ass sitting in. So
right.
We decided to regroup and back up. Jason and Wizard just quickly built me something else to race. So it's I've always liked the Regals. So pretty much I feel like my brand would be a Regal or a Camaro. And a Regal's got like 7 more inches of wheelbase than a Camaro. So
wow.
It was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like when I'm out there racing beside Ryan Martin or somebody with Shocker, I'm at 103 inches and they're 112. So I'm in there fighting it. And the tires off the ground, and they're over there Cadillacing, driving one finger and stuff. So
right.
I just felt like by changing cars that it wasn't disadvantaging myself no more just because I like a 3rd-gen Camaro.
Yeah. Yeah, man, a 3rd-gen Camaro is my favorite car, and that's why you always had my favorite car out there. And then you went and come up with this Regal, and I was just like, you know what? The Regal's pretty badass too. I think that might be my new favorite car now. That's cool, man.
A couple of 3rd-gens sitting out in the field, and I got a Shocker, the one that Wizard built, a small tire car. They could be a big tire car if we ever went back to that kind of street racing, but it's in a container on the way back from Australia right now. But it's a really nice car, and it's built just like Shocker was. So I got a Regal and one Shocker now. No, that's the only 3rd-gen I have.
Nice. So Kai, you, as we talked before, you are already a captain for this No Prep Kings format. Do you feel more pressure leading a team this year of guys that are not your normal NOLA guys? I mean, it's going to be guys that you
that's going to be different.
Maybe possibly have some ill will towards, or something happened in the past, or you just don't know them that well, or you don't know their program that well? Is it going to be a lot more pressure on you, you think, leading a team of random guys than it is compared to leading Team NOLA?
Yeah, that's got me pretty nervous. One of the main things I like about Team NOLA is they got a lot of drive and nobody's got any quit in them. And if one person on our team does start showing some quit, the rest of the team bonded together and made his car fast anyway. And Bobby, when he was showing up with his 737 in his street car, like, he didn't have no interest in being a no prep Kings, and I don't blame him. He didn't have a chance to win, but we were doing everything we can to try to make him fast, But now Bobby's got a car, he's finally got a tool to work with, so I'm sure he's gonna have that same energy that he has on the street whenever he's sometimes king in the street. So anyway, I hope I can pick a team with that much drive. Like, I don't want people to be there at every race. If their motor blows up Friday night, I want them to try to rebuild it and be there for Saturday morning. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I feel like that's most of our success because we don't quit. If we got to drive 8 hours on Friday night to go get a transmission and throw it in right before first round on Saturday, that's what we do. We've always done that. We don't just put the car in the trailer because the transmission broke. Mm-hmm. Never have, never will. We show up to a race knowing we can't win, we're just not going to come through the gates.
Yeah. Yep, I understand that for sure. And from what I understand this year, the draft order will be decided by a chip draw, 1 through 8, and then it'll be like a snake draft. The second round will be 8 through 1. Would you prefer? Now, have you thought about this? Would you prefer to have the first overall pick in the first round, or would you like to have back-to-back picks like 8th and 9th? What do you think would be a better strategy to have?
I've thought about that a lot, man. I feel like number 4 would be a good number.
Number 4, okay.
Yeah. Because, if you were number 1, you could definitely get who you wanted first. But that second guy that you was hoping would be a second-round pick, they're going to be gone before 16 people pick,
True, yeah. Yep, for sure.
Number 4 would maybe get you your first and second-round guy, I think. If your first-round guy ain't somebody that, whoever draws number 1 wants. But I really feel like the first round of draws is going to be teammate deals,
You think so? You think it's going to go that way?
Yeah, I think so too.
I feel like who's the baddest person on my old team, like that's who they're going to, I don't know who Ryan's going to get. Only one they really got. Well, now Dave's going to be back this year, so Lutz and Dave, and I don't know. Dominator, I love him to death, but he just ain't really had a competitive car last year. And
he was getting there.
Yeah, we're speaking truthfully. He might come out there and haul ass this year, and he deserves it if he does. He's a great guy, but just by judging by that team, normally the ones you got to worry about is Dave, Ryan, and Lutz.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I figure that's how that's gonna go. I figure Sean will pick Dave or Lutz. If Dave is not a team captain, then Ryan will do the same thing.
Okay. I tell you, having the draft live there on Thursday night, live in front of the fans at least, it'll be interesting how they're gonna set it up with you guys, captains, 80 you guys standing there, 80 you guys and girls standing there in front of all the draftees.
Wow. That's crazy. Like, how do you like, do they give us a big paper of list of names? Like, I want number 2.
No, you're sitting there looking at faces.
Yeah.
And faces are looking back at you.
Oh my God. Well, these new faces. Like, what?
So they had a meeting.
Start learning these people.
They had a meeting with all of us at the beginning of last season, and they said,
can we do a sit-down meeting with each driver, do an interview?
They said there's a big change coming, so whoever don't step it up is going to get left behind. And Sam left it at that, kind of walked out the room. I didn't realize that we were going to be the ones having to leave him behind. Like, that dude's smart, man. He's good.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's like, if somebody hadn't been putting in the work and they're slow and nobody picks them, the team captains are the one that left them behind, not their boss. He's smart, man. He's got it. That's why he's got one of the most successful shows on TV. So I give it to him.
Yeah.
And when it comes to losing or winning, I don't mind being a bad guy. It is what it is,
Right. Yeah, I'm interested. It's going to be drama filled. The draft is going to start the drama, and it's going to be a season full of drama. But the interesting thing is the first person who's going to not choose it, like what captain is going to be the first person to look at his actual teammate in the in front of him and choose somebody else that's not him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be a tough thing, man. That's not gonna be easy to do.
That is gonna be a tough thing.
I don't think that's gonna be real hard for me because I feel like Nola's gonna get swept out of their first round.
Yeah, most of Nolan's gonna be gone right away, I would think. Yeah, so that's true.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's gonna suck. It's a lot of strategy, and there's really no way you can strategize it. Like I've sat here and put it on paper. I've thought about it. I got notes on my phone about it. It's all in that damn bucket. I mean, it
is, man. I know. Like some people
at drawing out of the bucket.
I always draw first through third. You should do stats on that and see how that works out.
Yeah. I always draw a teammate, so you can do stats on that, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, hell yeah. I should start keeping those stats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a 95% chance of drawing Jerry Bird.
You did that?
You do.
Who did that
no,
stat?
I'm saying, I know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it'll shake it up. I think it's going to make it a lot more drama. I think there's going to be a lot of feelings hurt. I think some people's going to get left behind. I hope it don't ruin friendships, because there's some people out there that I really like, but they won't be my first pick,
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
I hope I don't get put in that situation to show them, but that's what it's designed to do,
It is.
It's about business, man. You got to, that's what they've made this about. It's about business now. It's not about friends and teams and high fives and all that. It's about business. We're racing for $200,000 or whatever they said.
See, I had mentality last year, but it didn't work out good for me.
But different. And you're like number 7 and you take out number 2.
I know. That's a really shitty
and the money goes to the same house.
I know.
Yeah. So we know
we're done with that.
We know there's a team championship. And like you said, I think it's $250,000 to the winning team. You're obviously going to be racing every week for $50,000, I think it is, to the individual winner. But as far as I know, there's going to be no individual champion crowned. Now, from a guy who's taken second place the last 3 years, to get redemption, man, this would be the year, man. And I think just for you, Kai, I'm going to keep track of all the stats, and I'm gonna get a trophy made. And I'm going to crown my individual champion for the season.
There you go. That's a good one.
Because I think if you gotta this got to be the year to dethrone Ryan Martin, Kai. I mean, this has to be it, man.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I spent a boatload of money switching combinations. I grew up with nitrous, so it was easy to keep getting better with nitrous because I had most of the stuff. Now, this other combination, I don't have nothing. I've had to buy everything brand new, while trying to sell my old combinations to try to pay for it. And it's been a very pricey deal. It's definitely north of $400,000 I've spent swapping over. So it's everything I had saved up from bass boats and all that's gone. But I hope I can go out there and crush some people and win some money. That's what'll make it worth it.
Right, for sure. I want to switch gears a little bit to what's on TV right now, Fastest in America. They just aired the 8th episode. I want to start with you, Lizzie, before we get into Kai. So how was the, without giving away results or anything, how was your experience on the show with the going small tires and doing the Fastest in America?
Street is a whole different animal. Let me tell you, that was a whole learning, especially the cars that
street racing is fun. That's what you're trying to say. The environment and sucks.
There you go. Well, he nailed it on the head with that. But every time I go street racing, I don't have the car to do its job. It's. I feel like I'm bringing a knife to a gunfight, pretty much. Like Norma Jean, I love that car to death. It ran good for what it was, but it wasn't competitive enough to race with the rest of the guys out there. But it was a short amount of time. I didn't have enough time to get a car together, and it's just situations. Though that was my go-to car to bring out on the street.
To have one, right?
Yeah, now I am planning to have one.
Nice.
So yeah, we have 2 Bonnie cars, so we're gonna make the one car small tire and the other one for a no prep kinks.
Lizzie was just filling out street racing to see if she liked it. That's why she never would buy a competitive car, but now she's tired of getting beat on the street.
Yeah, I'm getting old now. And Aftershock, that car was a whole nother different story when I raced. Yeah. I don't even know how I drove that thing on the street, to be honest with you. Yeah. But it takes a lot of guts to do that.
Then she finally puts a new NRO bar in it and sells it.
David tried to drive it. He said, "How the heck she drive this thing?" I'm like, "Well, I try to tell everyone."
Yeah.
But that car actually has done, I don't know, it always stayed with me. When it got loose, I was able to drive the hell out of that thing and bring it to the finish line. I don't know how.
That car won a lot of money.
Like it has.
3 or 4
yes.
Bunch of
I don't know, but that car always stuck with me. Like if it got loose out there, I was able to drive it and drag it to the finish line. I don't know how, but that's one thing I did miss with that car. But
yeah, they won you three MPK events in a row.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
But this year at the beginning, Kai, this year Fast America, it seemed like Nola was a little outgunned. Were there any actual rules, or were the rules just bringing street cars? Like what seemed like Nola, you guys didn't bring race cars, and someone like Dream Team brought race cars to race. What were the rules? Were there any rules? Like what were you even expecting coming into this year?
Yeah, it was. Anytime you deal with that guy, it's always some bullshit. So, he did say to bring some real street cars, all steel, all glass, back seat, had to have all that. So, that's what we did. As soon as we get there the first night, he decides to throw out the rule of real steel cars and let everybody's chassis car in. So, we were screwed. We were that far away from home with those type of cars. So,
well, they had 2 classes already, right? There was a big tire class, so those cars were kind of there already.
29-inch.
And they just threw the small tires on those cars.
Yeah, like the ones of us that brought the 28-inch real steel, real glass cars that was going to race in that class, it all got combined. So we pretty much just had to lean on the guys that brought the 29-inch chassis cars to try to throw 28s on their cars and race, because I pretty much pulled myself out of that whole deal. Like I wasn't competitive, and like I said earlier, I don't want to show up knowing I'm going to lose, There's nothing in my pride that tells me to go up there and lose just so I got to be on TV that night. Like, no, I'd rather stand behind one of my teammates and cheer that they won, So there was no switcheroo happen. It's playing now, so they'll see it. But I built the new shocker, Ryan Fellows, he'd passed away, and then they stopped the show for 3 or 4 months, and then we went back.
They just aired that episode. Yep.
Yeah. So, that was in Las Vegas, and then we left there and went back to California.
Wow, I'm like, I have to remember that. Yeah.
So when I showed back up, Shocker looked just like that street car, but it wasn't no street car. Then I got to put a little bass in my voice, but it was fun. Like the street racing on that show is always fun because it's very competitive and it's hard to do. Like because it's always the junkiest surface you can imagine.
A lot of talking, hustling.
You do burnouts and digs a hole in the road that he's picked to race on because it's so shitty, But but I'll just sum it up by saying, I feel like we won Fast in America once again. I beat JJ by half a car. For some reason, they didn't have a slow-mo video at the big end.
To stop you, Kai, there, I've watched every single episode of Street Outlaws ever, okay? And it's just, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but it's a little weird that for some reason on that race, they didn't have any kind of camera. They didn't even show us, like, even a close shot of it. There was just no camera available at all for that race.
They knew right there. I don't know. That's messed up.
The front of his car was 100% behind my A-pillar.
And you could tell from behind.
He knew it. He knew it, but he seen that the slow-mo camera wasn't working on the big end. He heard somebody say that, so he took that and ran with it. He ended up forcing a re-race, bolted his 29s on his car because that was legal. I'm pretty sure they were W's, but who will ever know? And went out there and beat by a shitload. I had a small block on 28s against a Hemi with big tires. What was supposed to do. I'd already outdrove him and outtuned him one time. So you go back over there and you got data on a Hemi with a Pro Charger. There's no way a small block is going to beat that twice, and I knew it. So the re-race, I got my ass handed to me, but it never should be a re-race because I beat him straight up like a man the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you, man. That's definitely how it came off for me.
Show that they had a re-race, or it was just that one race?
No, they showed the first race, but they were talking about how they had no camera, no slow-mo camera at the finish line. So then they showed the re-race, but it didn't even show KYE getting real bad. And I was like, knowing KYE, he would be fucking irate right now. But they didn't show that on TV at all. It was just like went right to the re-race, and there you guys raced again.
We were just sick of it, you know.
He actually left and wouldn't do the re-race. Like it was like a 24-hour period in between that re-race.
Me and him stayed in the we're like, we ain't going nowhere. Everyone was at the race road already, and we were just sitting there. We were like, we ain't going. We're freaking not going.
And it's not because I don't appreciate what Pilgrim or Discovery has done for me. I'm just sick of dealing with that dude and his cheating ass.
We're all going there, giving it our all. We're all coming there for the same thing and putting out the same money. It's expensive to go out there, and then you get freaking screwed like that. It's no fun, you know?
Yeah. No, I understand. If you feel slighted in any way, you're right. There's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of time involved.
In my book, that's not racing.
That's like the mega cat. I mean, that's just like the fastest in America where you see Jeffrey James' car get all the way sideways in his lane. Scott runs off the road so he don't hit him, and they say Jeffrey James didn't cross. Team NOLA loses, fastest in America again. So I just don't want to participate in nothing that JJ makes the rules in no more. Nothing against him. Just ain't my kind of racing. I like when two cars line up, the best driver and the best tuner wins. And that ain't how it is in his racing. You know, you got to make sure you jump perfect and all this stuff with all his rules. And I just
it's actually so freaking confusing. When I first came into the street, I'm like, what? I'm like, all this you have to worry about the jumping and all that. Yeah. But I get it. Well, they got the light. You got to, then there's some with the crack of the tire. You got to go back and look at the camera and all this stuff. So there's a lot to it. There is.
That's his hustle.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it no more. I prefer a different type of street racing. It's a little more fair. So
right. I think at this point everybody knows that that's just what it is, right? That's just what you're gonna have to deal with when you do a JJ race, right? That's just
there was one
how it goes.
There's one fastest in America where Team NOLA was way ahead. JJ shuts the whole show down, moves from that good road we were on in Memphis all the way to Las Vegas where he had a bunch of test runs and beats the shit out of us. So, I mean, I just sick of it, man. Like, you can only kick a dead horse so many times, you know? Like, we should have won that show every year. Except for the whatever year California beat us. That was
Cali, yeah.
Beat us. I will say there was some trickery on the lights that was not discussed with Team NOLA, but California has some fast cars, and I don't think we could have beat them anyway.
Yeah, they were flying. That was 2 years ago. They were flying that. They were flying that season for sure.
Yeah, because we actually, that's the one time that we showed up with our pants down. Nobody had time to test. All our cars were tore apart. They told us. We threw them together, hauled ass over there, and the police had done shut the road down. Like, they was out there patrolling it, so we couldn't go sneak out there and test like we normally do. So we come off the trailer and got our asses kicked.
I want to say, did you and Scott show up with small blocks or something for the first time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because everybody talked about how bad the road was and all that.
I know.
And we get over there, and the road was sprayed with sticky shit and everything else. So
sometimes JJ walking down with a spray can in his hand, just spraying the road. I'm like, what?
Luckily, I brought a really nice small block, and I was probably laid down one of the fastest passes on big tires ever been on that road on a small block. But Scott, they actually brought real small blocks. Scott, Jerry Bird, and they struggled. You know, Scott blew one of them up trying to make it run. So, but it just it is what it is. We did. That was a big lesson learned for Team NOLA, and I don't know how the street show is going to go. Is we still going to be Team NOLA on the street? What is it going to change next? Like, we don't know. But as a team on the street, we know what to do, and we know who needs what. You know, so
right.
We do know that we won't never show up to any street without a lot of horsepower on reserve. Like, that wasn't fun. We ain't doing that no more.
Right. For sure, man. For sure. I want to go over a little portion of my show where I read off some stats for you guys. And since I have two, I usually just have one guest, but since I have two guests on, talk about both your stats. And I usually do two good ones and a bad one, but tonight I'm just gonna do all good ones for you guys.
Man, you can throw a bad one in there so I can get.
It's hard to find them, honestly. It really is. Besides,
I got a few.
I could always for every driver, I could always just say a bad one that has to do with Ryan Martin. Like every single driver, really, in a head-to-head, has a bad stat against Ryan Martin for the most part.
I used to have good, but
you did for the first season 3. Oh yeah, for sure.
I think my ratings against Ryan Martin is .050. Like I beat him 10 times.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so you guys in your No Prep Kings career includes the invitationals, the team attacks, and the grade 8s. You guys have raced each other 14 times head to head. Do you either have a guess of what you think the head to head score is?
I feel like she's beat me more for sure.
No.
It's actually tied 7-7.
Oh really?
Stop.
Split right down the middle. Yeah, 7-7.
Okay, we can't be mad at each other, right?
Yeah. I just beat her in team attack, and she beat me in the finals every time with the No Prep Kings of the invitational.
Oh man, that's a good fact. I like that one.
I got another one. So all time in No Prep Kings, you guys rank second and third, respectively, in round wins, event finals, and event wins.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
So you guys are in the top 3 in those 3 things. So wow. I mean that's
impressive.
Yeah,
that's impressive. That is.
Yeah,
that's
impressive,
man.
A lot of miles.
What's that?
A lot of miles and a lot of work. All I know.
And then I got a cool NOLA stat. So all time in round wins, No Prep Kings all time round wins. There are 4 NOLA drivers in the top 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean Team NOLA is by far been the fastest team.
And we're such a small team, but strong.
Yeah, we only had like 6 people.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. I got another little thing I want to do. I call it couples trivia. This is all new to me now. I get to have a couple on. I get to have 2 people on at one time. So a little couples trivia. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want both you guys to just answer either yourself or the other person. So,
oh man,
between you two, who is a bigger procrastinator?
That's for sure.
What? Okay, take that back.
How many times a day do I say you're procrastinating again? Let's go.
Sometimes you are a little procrastinator too. Like I'll be getting ready and like, all right, we gotta do this and that, and I come back in the room, you still in the bed.
Yeah, but it takes me 6 minutes to get ready. It takes her 60 minutes. So I get all the sleep I can.
I mean,
but that is the one word used in our relationship.
I know that is. He always uses that. always. That is funny. That is so funny.
It was a good one.
Oh, that was a good one.
I do have a little comment about that, the procrastination thing. I think we all know whose fault it was that we did not start at 8:00 tonight on the dot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, that's because I had to go outside and get her DoorDash.
No. He got his DoorDash, not mine. My mom went to go get my DoorDash.
But I couldn't find yours. I was trying to get it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I got another question for you. So, who is more competitive?
Oh man, that's got to be a tie. I feel like me.
Yeah.
I feel like me. Me. I'm gonna have to go with me.
Yeah.
I get my feelings pretty good. He takes it a little easier.
I would say it's going to have to be her because, except for Alabama, if she beats me, I'm normally good. I'm good. And if I beat her, I walk in and tote her home. The lights are off in the room. The door's shut. She's asleep. I'm in
my mad moment. Just give me my moment and let me just take it in, learn from my lesson why I lost.
Next morning, I wake up. You can hear crickets outside. Like she wants.
Shut up.
So another question for you: who is a better cook?
Definitely Lizzy.
Lizzy?
I mean, he's good on the grill, but I cook all kinds of things.
I got like 3 or 4 things that I specialize in, and that's it.
I can go from really healthy cooking like different kind of concoctions that taste good to Southern cooking.
Yeah, believe it or not, Lizzie cooks a lot of like really good Southern style collard greens, homemade cornbread, fried deer.
Nice.
Like
nice.
you wouldn't think a little girl from Jersey can cook like
red beans and rice.
Yeah, like homemade dumplings, red beans.
Oh man, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
She's always.
And I like cooking because I know how I'm making, what stuff I'm putting in there to make it. You know.
Bad thing.
And I like when I make my food, I like it to taste the way I like it to taste. So it's gotta taste good.
And she cooks for like 15 people every time too. So I eat on her for like a week. It's not like leftovers. I eat the hell out of it.
Yeah, I eat leftovers. I do.
Not much as I do.
So if you guys had to say who wears the pants in the relationship?
Well, like I always tell her, I looked at her one day and I said, "Can you wear a size 36?" She said, "Hell no." I said, "Remember that."
Yeah, because sometimes I'm like, I'm making calls and you know. But, he always he tells me that, like, who's in charge of this house?
Man, we to be honest, man, we got something that most couples don't. Like everything we like to do are both of our hobbies. Like she likes to hunt, she likes to fish, she likes to be outdoors, she likes to race cars. That's everything I like to do. So unlike most guys where I gotta ask my old lady if I can go hunting with my boys, I'm like, Lizzie, pack a bag, we're going to the deer camp, you know.
Or if he just wants to go, I'm like, go ahead.
That's a good thing that I got, and she knows
that's awesome.
That so if she does have something to do, she's like, go ahead, I'll just drive out there in a couple of days or something, you know. So that's a big plus that I would say that I have in my relationship that I don't see very many people have that.
No, I agree with that, man. That's huge. That's what makes it work right there.
And racing too, but like, you know, there's some other racing couples out there too, but me and him on that level, like, yeah, there's other racing couples, but me and him both race at an extreme level. Like our stats, for instance, right? We're both top competitors and we're a couple, and that makes it really hard sometimes. Like last year was very, very, very hard, but I felt like we pushed through it. I think it made us stronger in the end. But that was a big challenge for us.
And I think what I've done now is going to fix all that, because it's a big conspiracy whether I had the same motor she does, whatever. I don't know if I do or not. I think I probably did, but now I have a completely different combination. She's got her combination, and she kicks my ass. I just got to shake her hand. You know? No excuses, you know?
Right. So, yeah, that's it.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I really hate that I switched to combinations, because I loved what I had going on, and it's really fun to see big nitrous flames shooting over the hood and stuff. But I think this is going to improve our relationship and a lot easier chats on the big end of the racetrack. And hey, who knows? Maybe the light won't be off when I go to bed.
It's important.
Oh God.
I got one more little couples trivia question for you. So who is the better race car driver between you two?
Oh, come on.
You don't have to answer that. I was just joking.
See, it's hard to tell, man, because normally I can beat her on a tree and she drives around me at 652 feet like I'm tied to a stump. So I don't know.
She does drive around you a lot, Kai. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, hold it.
Yeah.
But you're the one that can't hold it.
But what I think it was she would let me leave one on a tree because she didn't want to beat me that bad on the big end.
Oh God! I'm not that bad on the tree. Like, really?
No, you're not. I have beat you a couple times in some serious races, but you still caught me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be over there foaming at the mouth, ready to let go of the button. I'm like, I got her.
Oh shoot!
If you guys want, we'll take some questions from people watching. So if you're watching right now, put your questions in the chat box. I don't know if you guys can see the comments or not.
Do we hit the chat button or?
Yes, you could hit that. You won't be able to see me anymore, which is fine. You don't get to see me, but you can see the comments, I believe.
Chat with everyone in the studio.
No, look at the comments.
Oh, comments. Oh my God, there's a lot. What are we gonna do?
You can just look at them, pick out ones you like. I have one more question for you. And this is like my last question I want to ask you guys. So you guys are both very ultra competitive. You guys are in a relationship. How hard is it to not only race each other, being in a relationship, you know, and also do have that relationship and race each other on TV? Like, how does that, the combination of all that, what kind of pressure is that? What kind of stuff happens that you don't want to? I mean, just talk about how that goes.
That's reverse.
Yeah.
So, you know, most couples fight behind closed doors. Kind of Lizzie don't get to, and that's what sucks. You know, so everybody thinks that me and her is arguing with each other and fighting and raising hell back and forth. But really, think about your own household. What do y'all do behind closed doors? Just our whole life. So
yeah,
that's how I feel about it. I've thought about that a lot. I put a lot of thought into it. And I'm like, well, why don't I just, you know, control my emotions till I get around the corner and we can talk about it. But you know, the best time to talk about something is right then when it happens.
Right then and there, yeah. And I hate waiting because we get so busy, and then like it stays on your mind when we still got a race. I just want to talk now, you know, get it out.
Yeah. That's a big downfall to being a couple on TV, though. Like, because everybody knows what you like and don't like, you know.
Yeah, I know. Right. That's the problem.
Sure. These questions are coming in fast. I'm trying to read some. Yeah,
real fast. I don't know. How about you pick some out and you maybe or?
Yeah, I can do that. Brad Knight, what's a question for Lizzie? Lizzie, when you cook, do you use a measuring cup or you just guesstimate?
Guesstimate.
No measuring cup.
No measuring cup. It's weird. Like when I think it's enough water, it's enough water. When I think it's enough flour, it's enough flour.
Yeah. I'm over there trying to cook, and I'm like, how much of this is? She's like, this much.
I just,
like,
I just do it until it tastes right.
There's a lot of questions about when is the wedding date.
Yeah, so that was a whole.
Planned it twice.
Yeah, literally.
First time, what? Fast in America or something?
Yeah, October. It was supposed to be it was October. I don't know. November, I think.
Man, we planned it twice. Both times there was a TV show coming up, so we kind of pushed it. And of course, the Alabama deal influenced some of our decision to sit back and chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know, me and Lisa got over that within 3 days. Me and Pat just started talking last week, so
that was a big.
Yeah. And we really didn't have nothing against each other. It just got so heated that I think we both felt awkward to say something to the other one, you know? So, anyway, I really am.
But I appreciate them doing that, too. Like, it makes it a lot easier in my situation I'm going through right now because I was kind of nervous about that whole deal, too, you know, since they haven't talked since that day.
Right, so. For sure. I mean, at the end of the day, there's probably more important things that, you know, and that's for sure. And I know last time I talked to you, Kai, you had kind of said like, you know, there ain't no chance I'm talking to him, but I'm glad to see you guys started talking again. So that's good.
Me, so.
Yeah, and I think honestly, we get along better, not on the racing side as the.
They do. I know it's weird. It's weird. You could tell. My mom's sitting right here, but you could tell my mom. My dad loves talking to Kai, like right or wrong. Yeah, he just loves calling. He blows his phone up all the time. I think he calls me because I'm
the only one that answers. Hey. But hey, whatever it is, I'll take it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But,
it's funny.
What was the question?
What was the question?
When are you getting married?
So right now, we're trying to just focus on her journey.
Yeah, now we got this coming up, and
because I did tell her, like, as soon as we found out about it, I was like, "Why don't we go ahead and get married?" She said, "Oh, your sympathy married me." I said, "No, I'm not." But
like, I never got married before in my life. Yeah. He has in the past, and of course, I'm not saying extravaganza, but every girl wants to be in a white dress and walk down the aisle, wear that. It's just like a thing, you know. I always wanted that, so I'm hoping I have a chance to do that in our schedule and time in life. But I don't know, this is really crazy. Another thing that I'm doing, racing and everything, it's hard. Like, a woman wants to have a child someday, right? He has kids, and I always wanted one of my own, but racing, you know, I can't do that in the time being right now is very hard. But now with this chemo deal or whatever, with this whole cancer situation, I learned that, you know, it has a lot can be a lot on your reproductive system and stuff like that. So I literally I won't forget in Jackson, Mississippi, the fertility doctor, she told me pretty much I had no hope because it can like shut down everything and like you're not able to have a kid and everything. So that kind of hurt me, you know. Literally, this breast cancer takes away your hair, it can take away your womanhood, freaking your breasts, everything. Like just take it all. But I had some hope. So while we were doing this clinical trial, I was able to had that timeline to be able to do that freeze the eggs thing. So now I'm in the process of doing that. We have a little funny part. You can go ahead and tell them what happened this morning. I had to give myself those shots to prepare for, like, you know, make your eggs fertile or whatever, right? So I went ahead and got to it. I couldn't eat nothing this morning. So
I should send you that video to post at the end of this.
Yeah.
So she's videoing it because, you know, she's trying to document her whole journey for YouTube for all the fans. So she's videoing her giving herself a shot in the stomach with this, you know, it's kind of like Ozempic. You turn the thing and the needle goes in.
And yesterday I did so good. I was like, I didn't feel none. I'm great.
So I'm over there, you know, brushing my teeth because, you know, I done got up because 6 minutes before we got to leave. It's my time to get up. And I'm trying to hurry. And I hear her say, at first I said, you want me to give you the shot? She was like, no, I'm good. I got it. I did it yesterday. I was sitting there brushing my teeth, and I heard, Kai, I'm passing out. And I like turned my toothbrush off and turned around, and at that time, she had done passed out, locked up, and she was slamming against the door, and all I could do was like dive and catch her head from hitting the floor.
Wow. Holy man.
Like kaboom.
Like, and she's done that. That's not a cancer deal. She's done that since the first day I met her. Every time she sees a needle.
If I don't that morning and I'm standing up like that, that's just, I can't do it. I have to eat something.
She got blood drawn one time and passed out on the side of the interstate and rolled down in the ditch. I had to park my truck and go get her out of the ditch.
Who does that? Like, what the heck?
So I mean, that's definitely not a deal with her current medical status.
Yeah, I know.
It's something she's had forever.
But yeah, I'm in the process of doing that right now too. So
so
there's a lot to it.
I told her today when we was eating. Remember when we was eating lunch? I told her, I said, I got it. I said, I'm gonna get a picture of a needle on the side of my car next time we race.
I ain't gonna do nothing.
There you go.
Getting poked at me, maybe. I've been getting poked left and right. I'm actually proud of myself because they've been draining me, poking me, freaking. Oh, forget it. You name it.
Oh man, can't
imagine.
Yep.
So
let's talk about one other thing I'd like to talk about. So it seems like, you know, when you look on Facebook, like all these people that you're really nice to in person, it's got to be some kind of superstar Facebook make fun of you badasses. So
what?
I think me and Lizzie's decided this year that if you down us and talking about us on Facebook, don't walk up to us in person. Try to be our friend. So
that's like, so let me tell you something. I told my dad that, like, all these people are just talking crap and they walk up to you, hey, how you doing? Give you a hug. Listen, buddy, just tell them, go somewhere, you know, just don't look at me, don't stand by me, don't even think about me, you're air to me, so just go somewhere. You're wasting my energy. That's what I like to tell him. Yeah. It's aggravating. Like I said, I told my dad and him, I was like, don't acknowledge these people. Like, just why? You know, it's just extra aggravation in your life, or dealing if they're lying or not lying to you.
Yeah, that's like Reaper. Like, if you seen any of this stuff been going back and forth with me and him on Facebook, you know, me and him never was good friends, but we always spoke. We always been cordial. You know, I never had a problem with him, and I hear he's secretly trying to protest my car behind my back this year. So, you know, I didn't say nothing about it. And then he texted me, hey, man, here's a number, you know, to call, try to get Lizzie and MD Anderson. So I texted him back. I said, hey, man, so he was trying to take away the way we make a living last week secretly. But this week, you want to help us. So that's not how friends are. Anyway, he ended up telling me to F off, and told him that I would see him in Ohio. That's where we left it. But then he made a video yesterday about how he's never had an illegal car. There's a whole episode on the Street Outlaws Oklahoma show where Reaper had sheet metal glued to his carbon fiber body and he got DQ'd. So I don't know. I didn't want to pick the fight with the guy. I don't know why he done me that way. But definitely going to stand up for myself, and I ain't going to take no shit from him. So I might see a bunch of stuff go back and forth between me and him, and it'll be fun.
No.
That'd be.
At the end of the day, you're wasting your time with someone like that.
Yeah, but
you ain't gonna fix him.
I don't watch his videos because when I try to put something on the internet, I try to make sure that if my 7-year-old read it, I'd be good with it. And his videos are horrible when it comes to if the kids are watching it. So I don't watch his videos, to be honest. And I'm not just saying that because me and him was into it. I don't like what he puts out there. I don't like how he talks. I don't like his language, all that on Facebook. You know, I talk like that in private, but not where my 7-year-old kid can click on it and watch it, you know.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know if it's I don't know if what Reaper's trying to do or anything like that, but you know, some people try to start things to get things going on social media and stuff like that. You know, I'm not saying,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it's possible that's what he's doing too. Who knows? You know what I mean? But no, I get you, Kai, man. Like there's a lot of people on Facebook that'll say stuff, and then in person they'll act like you guys are best friends.
Or then they say, "Oh, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it."
Yeah. You're thinking apology's okay after they've been slamming you for 6 months straight, you know?
Right.
So, I ain't.
Right.
I'm gonna be a lot more aggressive.
I'd rather just not talk to people like that in general. I hate have to it's more stressful to try to just say, even if they come. I hate being mean, so it's like I'm like, "Hi, how you doing?" You know, just don't want to talk to you. Just bye.
I just tend to be a lot more aggressive this year, and no more hooty hoos and high fives and slapping hands and all that. I'm coming there to race and win. If you talk shit about me, I ain't messing with you. You ain't a part of me. And if you're on my team, I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push you to the limit because I need you to get points so we can win $250,000.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great mindset, Kai, for sure.
Yeah, they have to have the same determination as we do, or me, him.
I got the dream team picked out in my head, but I just gotta wait and see how it plays out.
Can you tell me? Want to tell me you picked?
Yeah. No.
It's so hard. I've been looking at trying to do mock drafts and stuff, but it's so hard if you don't know what the draft order is.
Oh yeah, the draft order. Yeah. Well,
that's gonna change everything.
Let's call them the players, the racers. Do we have the list of names, or no? Did they put that out yet or no?
No, not that I know of. No.
Yeah, they got people dropping out every day right now.
Really?
So
Adam Jones.
Yeah, so they're starting a little. I've been seeing some comments that they think my show was cursed because I've had Cody Baker, Adam Jennings, and Eric K on my show over the last couple of months, and all 3 of those guys have dropped out. So don't come on the show. It's bad luck.
Yeah, we'll stop that.
They're too dumb to quit.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey guys, first off, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. It's great to see you guys together and to be positive going through this time. I know I can speak for everybody, Lizzie, and say everybody, we're definitely praying for you. We hope everything goes how it's supposed to go. We hope you have a great season. Hope you get voted in as a captain. Hope everything goes well for both of you guys. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show again.
Yeah, thank you for having us. And I do want to say thank you to everyone for reaching out. I haven't been able to get a chance to reach out to everyone.
Cletus McFarland.
Yeah, Cletus McFarland.
He's our new campaign manager.
We saw that today,
yeah, so many people have reached out, and I appreciate it. A lot of prayers sent to me, and couldn't do without them people. So they're giving me that push to keep going. So that's what I'm going to do.
Awesome, Lizzie. That's so good to hear. But you guys have a good night and take care, and I will see you guys in Ohio.
All right, you too. See you later. Thank you.
See ya.